All right, we're back. So, in the last video, we basically should have gotten to this point where we have the walls, doors, and windows up in the house. The next thing I wanted to work on was actually creating the annotative section cut markers, the annotative elevation markers, and then our drawing labels. So you guys should have, oh, and then making the dynamic text on those as well. So you guys should have the file. I uploaded it to Canvas the other day. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Couple things first. Make sure down here that you are set to 1 to 1. And then we're going to be building this very small, right? So like here's that corner of the room. I'm coming down to like this scale because this is how big we're going to be building this. It's an annotative object, so I'm going to have to build it like say 3/4 of an inch here so that when I switch to my layout, it shows up at 3/4 inch on the sheet, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Again, make sure that this is set to 1 to 1 and that you are working at your 0 layer. So we're going to do two things first. We're going to create a rectangle that's 5/16 of an inch. And something you might notice here if you do this, see how wide that is? Like even if I zoom out, like it's just like tiny, right? It's 5/16 of an inch. You might see like some weird numbers here if it rounds it funny, and that's just because if you will remember back to when we set units, we had the precision here is only 16th. So if I do something like a 32nd of an inch, you won't actually see like the lines won't do a 32nd of an inch on the scaling there, but it will actually do it. It just isn't going to show that in the label. Okay, so this is our 5/16 rectangle, and then we also need a 5/16 circle. So I'm going to, you can try a couple things. In the past, I've been able to do this right here and get those two reference points and draw it in the center like that. That's the easy, oh yeah, like see that right there? It said 5/16, but it rounded to 3/16. So you can do it like that, but sometimes people just have trouble with that, so it's easier to just do that for the 5/16. Okay. So once I have this, I can move it 2 steps, whichever way works for you and whichever way your snaps allow. Again, make sure that your midpoint snap right here is checked on. Okay, so now we need to rotate this 45 degrees. So I'm going to select it, do RO, reference the center, and then just do a 45-degree snap like that. Now, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to leave that one there, and we'll have a second one for later because these are going to use kind of the same things here. So if you drew these as a polyline or a rectangle, you'll have to explode it now. But I'm going to go ahead and just delete the bottom half of that right there. And so now we've got this one. We'll use this one for our elevation marker, and then this one will be our section cut marker. So just to finish this one up, I'm going to draw another line that goes back across there. Now we need to create hatches to fill these in, so I'll pull up the hatch tool, and then I'm going to do one set for this one, and then you have to finish the tool. You can't keep doing this because this is a separate set. So I'll hit spacebar, redraw this hatch, and that'll give us that one. And then we'll also need, might as well get it done right now too, a line that goes across here. So once we've got that, we can start working on the text. So we'll need to go to annotate, standard, manage text styles. I haven't set anything up yet, but we'll put, what do we call this? Let's get an annotative. We'll inherit new. We'll call the, I'm going to change it a little bit from the diagram. Well, you know what? I'll stick with what the sheet says. Sheet says detail, annotative, paper text height. We're going to do 1/16 of an inch annotative. So, and again, you can change the font. I'm going to leave it at Arial. That's fine. Hit apply. Yeah, annotate. Okay, close. So now I'll switch this over to single line text. That's fine. And then we have to get a little bit tricky with this part. So we're actually going to place it here. And actually, I need to start that over because we need to set our justify. So before I do anything else, J for justify, C for center, and then we'll place it right here, set the angle going that way, and then I'm just going to put a 1 as a placeholder here and enter, enter. And then this, we're actually going to move this up 1/32 of an inch. So I'm going to type 132, and that gets that in the right position. Now, we can do a couple things, but the easiest way is to just copy this. So with a CO, click, move it down, and I'm going to type 3/32. I think that's the right, otherwise I have to redraw it from the center. I forget which. Yeah, we have to redraw it from the center. Okay, so I'll just create another one. So we'll do A1 on this just to differentiate them for now. And then this will move down 3/32. Nope, not an angle. Oh. Sorry guys, my allergies are acting up right now. Okay, so and again, just to kind of show you guys why it's those weird measurements, if we pull out the offset tool, and we do 1/16 of an inch here and set it to multiple, you can see that this is kind of spaced out in a way. Well, actually, I guess I probably should have done 1/32 of an inch, huh? So you can see that because of the spacing that we used here, we've got these perfectly lined up to the right scale. It's because it's 1/16 of an inch, it's going to take 2 of these 30-second bars, and then you also have that 1/16 inch of a gap. So that's why we're doing those weird measurements and kind of lining things up like that. So, okay, so let's turn this into our section cut marker. So just like any other block, we'll select this. I'm going to type block, and then we'll do symbols, annotative, and then section cut up. And then we'll need to pick our point. I don't know what point I say in the document to use, but I'm actually going to pick the center point on this one. So this will be basically an upward facing and a annotative section cut marker for something that's facing up. We'll have to make sure we check that it's annotative this time, and everything else should be good on that. So I'll hit OK, and then eventually at some point what you'll have to do is, this one's good, right? We can now reference, we can reference it right there. Eventually what you would want to do is actually create another one, explode it, and then get these lines right here. Oh, that's why I probably have that in different sections. That's why we had 9 objects in the document. Okay, so if you have this right here, you could rotate this. Reference the center, rotate that 90 degrees, and then save this right here as a new section cut marker for anything that was facing towards the east. But we'll get into that later. We're trying to get these templates set up right now. Same thing with the elevation markers. We can actually save ourselves a little bit of trouble if we... I'm going to leave that one there. I'll explode this one. And then we're going to do the same thing with our text here. So I'm going to CO, reference the center point, and paste it right there. So that'll save us a little step. The other thing we need to do is we need to create numbering around this. So again, I'm going to do CO, CO, multiple, reference. I'm going to actually reference it just kind of like right here. And then we're going to put one on the top, on the right, on the bottom, and on the left. Okay. And those are close enough. We can tweak them if we want to, but that's basically close enough for what we're doing. So, let's see here. Let's, oh, also group this one. Let me get rid of this extra bit. And so then we'll block this. We'll do symbols anno, I think is what I want. Symbols anno, elevation, northeast, southwest. Pick point, right in the center, check annotative, and we're good there. So now with these, what I can do is I can place this in a room, and it's very small. I'm going to use this room because this actually has a lot of things I want to show you guys. So I'll place it in this room. We will go back to annotate. We will set our scale to 1/4 inch, and then we will add current scale. So now when I go to my layout here, let me reformat this page. Again, you guys should be familiar with this process. Oh, I never told you guys what sheet size to use. I'll figure it out for class. I'm gonna do arc C for now. It's probably a little bit small. Do it in landscape. Close. Get rid of this. New viewport. Nope, not view. Do a single for now. F to fit. We'll kill the grid. And then let's set our scale to 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. And we should have that annotative object there now showing us the functioning as an elevation marker in that room. If we change this to 1/8 inch, it should go away, so we don't have to worry about managing it now. So let's set that back to 1/4 inch because this is big enough for our sheet. Okay, let's see. Right, drawing labels. We need to get the drawing labels for the outside of this. So let me move this up right there. And then same idea. I'll go back into here. We'll hang out with our other symbol right here. So this we need either a 1/2 inch diameter or a 1/4 inch circle. Looks like I'm on radius, so we'll need a 1/4 inch radius circle. And then we will just draw a line from the left side of the circle all the way out. You might have to make 2 or 3 of these in the long term just so that you have enough options. Actually, right side of the circle. For different text lengths. You don't want to have like too much overhang or not enough overhang here. Let's see. And then we'll create another text style. And this one is going to be 1/6 of an inch. So this will be a case where a couple of you guys are going to see a weird number. If I enter 1/6, it's going to round this. So 1/6, not 1/16. It's going to round that to 3/16. That's fine. Don't worry about it. If you do measure it out, it ends up being the same number you're expecting. Okay, so we need to switch our text tool back to justify left. So J left, and then what else did I need to do? I think that's it. Wait, no. No, sorry, that should have stayed centered. My bad, I'm sorry. Justify, center, okay. Because we're still at this part. So no rotation. We will set this as... Oh, just a 1 again. Ooh. Sorry, if you get that, set it back to 1, 1. And then let's redraw that. Okay, so then this will need to move down. Again, we're just kind of adjusting it like the other things. So this is going to be, but it was 2/6 1/3 inch. Yeah, I think it's 1/3 of an inch. No. sixth. 1/6, no? Hold on, I missed a number here. Okay, I found out the easier way to do this. Just move it to the bottom. And this way we don't have to worry about messing with weird lines. So, move it up 1/6 of an inch from the bottom. And that should get you centered right in the middle there. Didn't want to do the math for working out how to move that down. All right, so we've got that. Next, we need to come over here and we need to create a couple extra lines. So right here, excuse me, we'll have one line that goes just straight up. This is going to be a temporary line. We'll delete it in a minute. And then we're going to offset this 1/6 of an inch to the right. So we get that little gap. And then this line we need to offset 1/12 of an inch. It's going to go up, and then we need to go what's the distance? Okay, I think it's just I offset it 2/6. So let's try 1/6. Oh no, okay, it is 1/6 of an inch down. We can extend this down, and so now we'll have a spot to enter our drawing name up top here. This should use same font size as this, so I'm going to copy this. I think using, actually we'll have to redraw it because it's, so this will change to justify left. Start at that intersection and then make sure it's going out that way. We'll call this, and this will just be another temporary name, drawing name. And then when we make this interactive, we'll actually fix that. And then we need our 1/6 inch detail. And for now, we'll also bring this out. And then this will say scale 1/4 inch equals 1 foot 0 inches. So that'll give us the scale that we'll use, and then that's the drawing name. Once you've done that, you can delete these extra reference lines we used and just work with this. So then this is another block, so we'll take this, we'll convert it to a block. This will be symbols, and technically it's not annotated because it's just going to be at normal scale, so we'll just do that. Symbols, what is this? Drawing label. And I think that's it. Okay. So we can delete that once it's blocked, and then we can come out here and let's go to insert. We'll find that and we can place it right there. Or not. Maybe I did need to make it annotative. Specify insertion point. I don't see it. Let me try making it annotative. So block sim. Oh, did I not? I didn't specify base point. Symbols. What did I call it? I already forgot again. I have the worst memory. Okay, symbols. Drawing label. Pick point. That's probably what I didn't do. Okay. Now let's go out here and try that again. So it's probably getting inserted some weird place like way up here. Yep, there we go. So that gives us a drawing name with a scale that we can use so we don't have to keep remaking a bunch of these drawing labels. Okay. So, next we're going to recreate some of these and we're going to make them dynamic so that you don't have to like place this and then explode it a whole bunch of times just to get the correct size here. So let me go back to the model space here and we'll actually, let me pull back the elevation marker here. So if you've gotten to the point where you have these, you can use this. It is acceptable for you to use, and you can just place these, explode them as you need to, and adjust the values. But that's kind of messy and it takes some time. So what we're going to do is we're going to explode all these again. And then let's start with this one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type attribute definition, or ATT def. ATT def. There we go. I hit the wrong one. Okay. So we need to create a couple attributes here. So we're going to do so for this first one, we're going to call this page page number. So I'm going to do page num. The prompt is page number, and the prompt is basically a prompt that will let you kind of like it's a prompt that you see as the user when you're placing this, so it helps you figure out what it is that you're doing. We'll do a center, and then for the justification, and the text style will be, I think it's detail. Yeah, it's detail. Not annotative, no rotation. Click OK, and then I'll just place this. I'm going to get this. Well, I'll just use the reference right there, and then we'll just replace these spots with it. So this needs to move up. Was it the 16th or a 6th? I'm going to get it wrong again. It was the 16th. So we'll move this up. Don't worry if it overlaps. That's totally fine. And then this one, again, we'll go back again. Attribute definition. ATT def, not ATTR def. That, yeah. Specify on screen. We will do this one as drawing number question mark default A1. I'm just trying to be consistent about that. Justification also going to be center, annotative, okay. Again, we'll place this right here, kill that, and then what was it? 3:30 seconds. Yeah, okay. So now that we've done that, what we'll do is we'll reblock this. So block. We'll call this one symbols. Dynamic, annotative. What was this? Section. Trying to be consistent. Section cut up. Probably north would have been a better term for that, but section cut north. All right. Pick a point. Right in the center. Object's already selected. Annotative. And then now we should get this screen. So when we place these, anytime it pops up, you're going to see this screen. So these are our prompts. These are our default values. So I'll hit OK. And now if I go to place another one of these ones, so here's the dynamic attribute one. If I go and place it, I can now do drawing number A3, page number A101. And then when I hit OK, those values update. Oh, that's too high. I did that value too high. Let me see if I can get in here and edit this. Nope. Edit the block. It was too high, and I thought it looked too high. Let's fix this so it doesn't look so bad. Was it up a 32nd? Let me see. Yeah, it was up a 32nd inch, so don't trust me always. Up a 32nd. Okay, close block editor. Save the changes. I don't know why you guys didn't just update. So drawing number A1, page number A101. Okay. So now we've got that. So that one's good to go, and then I'll just do the other one here too. This one has obviously just a couple more points, so we'll just start working our way around at def, and we will call this, what's a good thing to call this? Elev north, north drawing number, default 1. Justification, center, okay. And then I'm just going to place that right there. We'll get rid of the old number there. And then we'll keep going around here. So Elev east, prompt, I forgot what I did for the other one. East, Elev, drawing number. Default 2, justification. So this I'm actually going to set it to be left. So if it gets wider, it goes out that way. And then I'll place this one right. Make sure it's kind of even vertically with that. And then we'll place it right there. At def, Elev south, elevation drawing number, default 3. Back to center for this one. And then trying to get the same spacing as I have up top there. You know what I've never tried? Let's try it on camera and see if... Yeah, okay. North drawing number, east drawing number, yeah. Is what it is, okay. Let me do one more. ATT def. Elev west, drawing number 4. Justification will be to the right, so it'll go off to the right if it gets longer. And then, no, it's not going to let me do that. So then we'll just have to make sure that this is approximately spaced where I want it right there. If I was clever, I would explode this and replace these two values with this, since we're going to need that anyway. And then now we can block this one. So this is symbols, what was it? Dynamic, ano, dynano, and then this is elevation, elev, northeast, southwest. Pick the point, dead center is fine, and annotative. And then again, it'll ask us what the values are, and you can see them set back there, so we'll hit OK. So now, and then I won't repeat it, but I mean, it's the same process for the drawing label. So I'll take this one, and now I can replace the one in this room with that. Actually, no, because I have to, can't just copy it, I have to insert it. So looking for our dynamic annotative section cut northeast, south, or no, elevation northeast, southwest. And then this is just going to do, we'll do page number A101, drawing number 1, and then we'll just let those values sit as they are. I think I did a completely different style for every single one of those. That's fine. We'll annotate this. Oh, I need to set the scale and then add current scale. And then now we have that. So this is a slightly faster way, I believe, because otherwise you've got to go in and you've got to edit and copy things, and it kind of gets to be a mess. It's a bit more work, obviously, to set these up this way than it is otherwise. But I think when you can now go, okay, well, I need to put another marker in. Boom, here's this one. It's going to be page A102. It's going to be drawing A2. Maybe, yeah. So then you can just do that. I think that's quicker than doing a lot of the other things. I won't bother getting into, I'll let you guys, again, it's the same process for doing the drawing label, but I'm 30 minutes in. So let me just, I'll finish this one up on my own time, and then I'll place that out there. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let you guys stay and watch, because there is a couple tricky things. So like, first thing, we'll have to make sure we switch it back to label when we're doing this. So let's do att-def. We will do, this is going to be drawing number. And then we'll just leave that at 1. Center, make sure it's set to label, which is what this slightly larger text style is. Set it back to 1 to 1 before you do that. So let's try this again. Drawing number, default 1, center. Okay. I'll do this the smarter way where oh really, it's not going to let me place it at the bottom. Okay. We'll get rid of the old tag. And then was this the one that's 1/6 of an inch up? I guess we'll find out 1/6. Yep. And then we'll do another att-def. Oh, actually, we'll need to redraw these lines real quick. So offset this 16th, I think. Nope, 6th. Nope, 1/32nd. No, 1/12th. 1/12th. Do that down twice. This was the one that was offset 1/6 to the right. So then now when we do our att-def, this will be drawing name, prompt drawing name, drawing name. Justification left, because we're going to start on this corner and go to the left or go to the right. Annotated, etc. That's all good. Place that right there. att-def one more time. This is going to be scale, and we're going to call drawing scale rather. Scale. Default is let's do 1/4 inch equals 1 foot 0 inches, like that. And then we'll do left justification. We need to change this back to detail. And then what I'm going to do is I'll put this right here. Actually, no, it's because it's just going to snap over there. We'll put it right here, and then we'll do some tricky stuff. So we've got the other label right here, right? It says 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. This I want this to actually show up where this is, and I don't think I'm going to easily be able to do that. So just because there's trouble moving it, I'll just manually move it so it's right there and hope that we've got it about the right spot. And then I'm going to just edit this scale, and I'm going to take the scale, like the actual numbers, out, right? So this part of the text will be fixed. It won't change because this is always going to be the scale. And then, oops, hit escape. So this scale label will always be here, and then this will be where you set 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. So let's again clear out all of our excess lines that we don't need. Oh wait, no, yeah, that's good, okay. And then again, we'll convert this to a block, so this will be symbols, dynamic, annotative, drawing, label. Pick the point, get right there, that's fine. Annotative, should be good. Okay. So again, we've got 1/4 inch equals 1 foot, so that's now the correct label. If I wanted to do, say, 1/8 inch when I place this, I could just change that to 1/8 inch. This would be my floor plan fine. And then drawing 1. So we'll hit OK. That's good to go now. So then when we go to our actual layout out here, anytime we drop in a new drawing, instead of having to recreate one of those or copy and paste it around or whatever, we can just take this, place it, call this floor plan, and we're good to go. So that we don't have to like double click in this or explode this. It just gives you much quicker access to these values, right? When you guys are using these, you want to make sure that you have the properties menu open, and it actually is going to reveal these. Come on, snap. All right, fine, just stay there. So you can see that right here I actually have access to these values. So if I was to place this and then go, oh no, this is now my ceiling plan, well, I can change this and to RCP for, you know, if whatever I need. So you can access these values very quickly if you have them here. In theory, that I suppose means you could copy and paste these around and then just change the value of this to whatever it is you need. So, so if this was, I just copy this exterior elevation north, then I could just very quickly do that and have another one ready to go so that you don't have to keep dragging them out of here to replace them. So that's how you create these labels. I highly recommend using them. They will save you a lot of time once you get them set up. And then, like I was telling you guys, you should be able to export them or just create a template file with this project once you're done so that you never have to like create a whole bunch of new blocks again. So that covers the symbols. The other thing that we're going to be going over is how to do an elevation. I have a method, I call it the unrolling method. I don't know anyone else really who kind of does this. It's just kind of a thing that I started doing and it works for me. So if you have another way you like to do it, feel free to, but this is what I'm going to recommend to you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a right to left selection, and I'm actually going to, real quick, I'm going to make a new temporary layer. And this is going to be my walls hatch, because I need to get the wall hatch out of here, but I don't want to delete it. I've already had to rebuild it because I fixed my, or well, I changed that from a bathroom problem. So I'm going to move this to, no, not the hatch editor. Did I double click? Oh, okay. So I'm going to move this to walls hatch, and then I'll just hide this layer so that I don't have to deal with it for now. And now you guys can see, we'll leave that there. You guys can see what I'm doing for my selection. So I'm starting in the middle here, and I'm doing this right to left selection. Again, right to left is going to grab anything that it touches. So that's going to be my selection right there. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it right here. So what we end up with now is we have these different lines, and as long as we can remember what these are, we're good to go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, what I refer to again is unwrap this. So I'm going to take this selection right here. This right here is my north wall, so I'm going to leave that where it is. I'm going to do a rotate. I'm just going to flip this 90 degrees, and then everything in this, I'm just going to move it over about 4 feet, and that gives me space between drawings. So now this is the east wall, so we go northeast. This is now my south wall right here, so I need to get this facing up here. So again, I'll do a rotate, 90 degrees, move it over 4 feet, and then I'll grab this one, and if you guessed rotate 90 degrees and move over 4 feet, you win class today, I guess. So this gives us the walls, right? So I could sit here and go, okay, what's this measurement, right? I could, what's this measurement? What's this measurement? And then keep having it jump back and forth. This lets me very quickly go, okay, this is this room. Here's an 8-foot wall, or whatever, you know, whatever this wall is. There's a door right here, there's a door here, and there's a window here. Especially if these are all, it's a standard, like just flat ceiling, nothing changes. It's now also very easy for me to do an offset here of 8 feet. We'll do multiple, and now I can very quickly, oh, actually not multiple on that one. Offset distance, select object. So now I know where the roofs are for all these, and then if this is a wall for this elevation, I can just use a copy multiple, and then we'll just copy this wall across the whole set, and this will give us the edges of all of our elevations. So I think this is a very quick way to set up these elevations. And then once you're at this point, you can fillet. We'll do multiple, radius is 0, and I'll just round out all these different things right here. So now that I've got that, now I just need to finish up doing the extra details here. So I've got this wall right here. Something that I like doing is just like a little 2-inch offset to indicate baseboards. I think it cleans up the drawing. It makes it look a lot nicer and more realistic when you just have like a little baseboard there, because otherwise this is just a big empty wall, right? Let's grab these doors now, and we'll start putting together our doors. So I'm going to do a 6'8". That's your standard framing height for doors. It's also the standard hanging height for windows, and then they come down from whatever their measurement is. So then I can take this, and now that I'm here, I can do another fillet. Fillet. Radius again 0, multiple. What I'll do is I'll reference this line and this one to get it across, this line and this line to shorten it, and then I'll just jump across. So I'm trying not to switch tools a whole bunch, and that one didn't play nice, so I'll have to do that one manually, where I'll just flip it back around like that. And then because I still have these references to these doors here, I can just take this, I can draw a line from here, straight up, straight up. Where's that snap? Watch out, because see how it just tried to snap me to that? That's what I'm trying to avoid right there. I can delete that door block, and then one line across the bottom here to indicate the door. And then just to, again, I've been reminding some of you guys in class, actually, this needs to move up the 2 inches. And then I'm just going to make sure that I have one line going across here and not several line segments. Something else that occasionally looks nice that I like to do is if you just do like a 1-inch or 2-inch offset around doors and things for the molding, that also looks a little bit nicer. And again, if we do fillet, we can just really quickly clean up some of these edges. And if you're getting real fancy, you can even come back in and add like a little circle or some sort of pull to indicate, you know, that this is a sliding door or something. Don't get too fancy with these. I mean, they're just elevations at the end of the day. So then let's do another line here to indicate the bottom of the door. We'll move it up 1 inch. We'll offset this 2 inches. And then we can delete that, and close this one up. And that basically finishes 3 of our walls right there. And I probably could have done that about twice as fast if I wasn't explaining stuff and talking. Okay, so the windows are a little bit more complicated. Again, I've got this going across the top here. I think this was a 4-foot wide window. Let me double check. Yeah, 4-foot wide. So we'll call this a 4-foot wide by 4-foot wide window. So I'll start from the top here. Using these lines, I can measure out the width of that to exactly 4 feet, and then we'll make this 4 feet tall. If we trim this out, we can clean up all that excess right there. And then I'll just use, again, this line as a reference. Did I do the middle? I think I did the wrong one again there. Let's see. Yeah, right there. Okay. So that gets me to having that right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset all of these. We're going to do 1 inch in a couple different directions. So we're going to really make sure we're on multiple this time. Oh wait, no, not multiple for that. 1 inch, okay. So we're going to go in once, And then, like I was saying, I like to do a framing around the outside too, so I'm going to do another inch on the outside. Sometimes I do 2 inches. It just kind of depends on my mood. Um, Typically, this isn't used to determine what the actual molding will look like. Elevations are really more of just a good reference point for what something might look like. Make sure your fillet's on multiple, and I'll just jump through. So here we have the molding done, and then I need to do this line to here, this to here, this to here, and this to here. And then I'll do another set for these two. And this will just be something I just move back over here. Because remember, this one window is going to be in front of the other because it is a slider. You'd have something slightly different to draw if you were looking at a, no, not fillet, a hung window where you have, say, one window physically over the top, an old tiny window. So we'll grab this and that. Really? Thought it was in the tool again. Okay. So that gives us our window right there. Again, I'll need to come back in here and clean this up. We'll just drag this over. We'll drag this over. And then something else that kind of helps windows be identified as windows is if you just do kind of like two lines like that, and then copy them over to each other, that just kind of helps people identify that that's a window and what's going on. Same thing for doors. So again, I've got the door here. Let's draw a door handle just to kind of complete this all. So I'm going to just draw a 2-inch circle right here. We're on radius, so it's a 1-inch radius circle. It's probably a bit big, but we'll work with it. We'll move this over 2 inches, and then I believe it's 34 minimum code, but 39 I think is standard. Let's see what that looks like. Nah, that looks high. We'll move it down 3 inches. Approximately right there. And then that at least lets someone who's looking at it know, okay, the door handle's here, so it's going to swing onto this side, which if we look at our room here, it's going to open towards that wall. So that's my super quick way of drawing elevations. Hold on, my dog's having a moment. All right, I think we're done with our tantrum. Milestone, that's what we're working towards. So for the milestone, I want you guys obviously to have the walls, doors, and windows done. I think everyone was basically done with that as of last class. For this class, or for this Friday rather, you're going to want to have an elevation of a room, a section cut, and a title block. So if you've been following along with this, you have your drawing, you have the label, you have a section or an elevation marker here. Let's throw in that section cut marker that we did. So I'm going to just draw a line across the house like this. You want to place your section cuts ideally perpendicular to each other if you have multiples, and then you also want to have them be in interesting places where you can highlight different heights. That's what what a section cut is supposed to indicate. So I'll grab, I think I do still have this one right here. Don't worry about labeling them currently. We'll deal with labels later. This will come in again at 1/4 inch scale. And then we'll do a CO on the center. And pretty sure this is already set, but we'll just do it at scale. Guess it wasn't set. Okay. So now on this drawing there, we should have those labels for the section cut marker. So this is where our section cut is going to go through. And I have another process that's just as easy for you guys to follow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to capture everything that I see that crosses directly at that section cut. And it's going to be the same idea. We're going to copy this. I'm going to paste it over. And then now I'm going to use all these points as references. So just like I used like the walls that I copied over here, I'm going to take this I'm going to offset this up 8 feet for the ceiling height. And then I'm just going to use where this line passes through as a reference of where I'm going to have to draw other lines. So you can see right here, it didn't cut through the window right here, so I can just get rid of this window. These lines right here can go straight up to the top. These lines can also go straight up to the top. This does pass through a door, so what I'm going to do is just take the door width that's right here, and because of where I passed it through, I'm actually just going to, I'll have to offset, I'm just going to draw a little line right here, move this down, and then I'm going to move it back up 6/8. So this will be a little bit more complex for this one, but that'll be the top of the wall where this door is going to go. And then I'll also, let's trim this out. So now we've got the top of the wall where this is going to go, and then we'll have a couple lines for the door that we're actually intersecting with. So just to speed this one up, I'm going to do a 1-inch offset multiple times. Oops. Or not multiple times. So there, we've got the door now there. We can get rid of that. And then here we just have another wall. So again, I'll make sure that this wall comes up. We have another wall here. And then I'm going to steal this 6/8 marker from here so I don't have to redraw it. And then I'm going to pull these up again as well. And then we will have I'll just draw a line from here to here. We'll take this one, we'll move it over 1 inch, and then we'll offset it 2 inches that way. So that gives us the door that's right there. And then the rest of this we can just trim out. So I'll do a selection real quick that way to get a bunch of stuff cleared out. And then we'll reselect it this way. So then if you remember right, this right here was just exterior. This whole bottom part right here can go. So we can just cut all that off. This is exterior on that side. And then we'll just jump to each room, getting rid of that. And then we have this little pesky thing in the middle and that. So that gets us sort of the interior portion of the section cut. And again, what a section cut is there for is to actually just illustrate to us how height changes. So there are some cases where you might have, say we've got, what were these rooms here? This was the master bedroom, or no, this was the garage. This was a utility room, and this was a hallway. So there is a possibility where I could have, say, a 9-foot hallway instead of a 10-foot hallway. Oops, not 9 foot. Offset 1 foot. So it could be that these walls right here in this space actually come up to here. And then when we trim all this out, we end up with that right, and that right there. So that would get that. This would let us understand that okay, this is like that, and then maybe we have a maybe we have like a 412 rise run for our garage right here. I will explain this later. I'll explain this part right here later. This is a different demo for another day. And then, yeah, we'll talk about roofs later in the semester. But let's say that this is just an unfinished garage ceiling, because this is technically the garage is where this one cut through. So if I didn't have a finished ceiling in the garage, I might actually just have an open area right here. So when I trim this, I would take this out, that out, no, that, and then I can get rid of these extra lines right here. And then we'll leave the tops open. Actually, no, we shouldn't leave the tops open because This is as far as I want you guys to go on the section cuts for this. Partly that's a time concern, but then that's also I kind of want to do like just a separate video and clean up a couple things about section cuts, but I also want you guys to have a section cut. So we'll go in, we'll hatch this, 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 that. No, no, not that one. Oh no. Okay. So that'll give us hatches where we can see, okay, there's doors here. Oh, I got overzealous over here, huh? That does need to come down. So we do need to have something where if there's something just behind it, it'll show that. But otherwise, you would have something like this where you see, okay, these bold line, and it'll make more sense once we do the rest of this. But this is fine for now for a section cut. Let's see, what else we need. Title block. This is how to build a quick and dirty and easy title block. Let me get my brain together. Okay, so a title block in AutoCAD. Let's make this a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to move this in. Typically your drawing isn't going to take up like the whole page like that. So we've got this right here. When you have these drawing labels too, try and make sure they're kind of like close to this. You don't want to waste a bunch of space with your pages. So it's usually just a good practice. Again, remember what my thing was about these. Oh, I didn't actually make a layer for that, did I? So we'll do another layer. Hidden. We will make it fuchsia. We'll hide it, and then we'll assign our viewport to it so we don't have to see it anymore. Okay, so that lets us get that drawing in here. Now there's a whole bunch of different title blocks you can find. Basically, you're just going to draw them here in your working space. So one really easy way to do it is to just start with a line. I'm going to go kind of like right about here. You want to stay at, see the dotted line here? That's the, remember how we kind of talked about, got on a like tangent about bleeds and stuff in the last project for printing? So that's what these dashed lines are, is this is warning you, hey, anything past this might not get printed right. So I'm just going to freehand this exterior part right here. And I'm just going to make sure that it's just inside of those lines right there. And then get this up here and close that off. So now we have this right here. A common practice is to fillet these. So I'll fillet this with a radius of 1/2 inch. We'll do multiple, and I'll just get all these rounded out. It looks a little bit nicer, but it's not necessary. And then we'll grab another line right here. I'll offset this off, say 3 inches. You might need to do 4 because this is actually technically a fairly small sheet. And then I'm going to grab this. I'll offset this down 3/4 inch. And then I'm just going to snap this so it fills the width of this area right here. And then we'll just copy and paste this a whole bunch. So we've got that right there. Let's see, not hidden T like I'm an auto or Illustrator. Okay, so let's change this to label. I think this is the acceptable size, but we'll find out. Make sure we're on justify center. Place it right there, and then we'll put notes. And again, there's like a million different templates you can follow for this. You know, some look different than others. It is what it is. So I'll take this, I'll do a CO, and then I'm just going to bring this down right about here. And then I'm going to also grab this notes field so I don't have to keep rewriting things. And then I'm going to move this over into the corner. Actually, no, I need to redraw this because I need this one on a left justify. So we'll put this actually right here for now. We'll call this project title. And then I'm just going to move it kind of right there. And then if we just take this, CO, multiple, and then I'm just going to start moving this down every, let's do every inch. So I'll just keep moving it down, type an inch. Oh, no, 2 inches. That means I've got doubles here. Oh no. Yeah, I got doubles. So let's select that again, CO, multiple, move it down once, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on this one we'll redraw this, and this will be again we'll switch back to justify center, and then find the right center, and we'll call this A101 for our drawing number, and I should probably make another font size to make this bigger. Not super important right now. So we've got our project title. We've got created by. We've got, I don't know, date. There's a whole bunch of different things, and there's a lot of different things that could be in here. Revisions. Oops. Wow, I cannot spell that. Revision. Okay. And then obviously you can take these, and if you were feeling fancy, you could just move this down a little bit so you'd have that automatically spaced. And we could call this milestone 3, created by J Doe. Today is 2024, 02/21, and revision 0. This would probably be a good time to then take this and create another, well, create another label size. I don't know how big we'd want this to be. What's that right there? 7/16, 9/16, half inch, half inch. Let's do a half inch. So manage text styles. This one can just be standard, half inch. Oh wait, no. Forgot to do new. New. We'll call this page num. We'll make this half inch. And then get rid of that. Justify center. And then A101. And we'll just drop that right there. So that's a real quick, easy, dirty title block to make. It doesn't look great, but it works. But once you understand the principles of putting that together, you should be able to like create any title block you want, as long as you understand that paper space is just like to scale model space. It's just always at, this is like an inch here is always an inch here, and an inch here is always an inch here. But when you put the viewport in here, then it becomes variable when you scale stuff, right? If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so this is kind of where I'd like to see you guys on for your milestone. Let me see. What do we have? Following with demo, create one elevation. And when I say, I guess, one elevation, oh, we should actually bring that viewport in here, huh? So let's do viewport. Oh, come on. Viewport. We'll do single. And then I'm just going to draw this right here. That should be, dang it, it snapped to something else right at the last second. So we'll go in here, we'll zoom in, we'll find our, that. So this will be our first elevation. And I'm just going to move it right there. I'll get this resized. Because this room is basically kind of square, what I can do, if I was smart, is set myself up for success by putting a label here next to that. And then I could do a CO again, and we'll just place all 4 of these. In a column like that. This is fine for this demo. As long, what I'm looking for is you guys understand how viewports work here. Double click in here. We'll just shift this a little bit to the right so we get that next one. So this will be 2 over. And then this will be all 3 over. So that's that last window. And then label them. So because I have my fancy drawing here, all these are 1/4 inch. This will just be bedroom 2, north elevation. I'll copy that so I don't have to retype all that. And then click on this one, bedroom 2, east elevation. Oh, deselect that. Paste that in there. South elevation. And west elevation. Drawings start, we'll do 1. This one will be drawing 2. This one will be drawing 3. This one will be drawing 4. And this one will be, drawing 5. And this is also our floor plan. Floor plan. There we go. Okay, and then a section cut, so I'll actually need to create another page. So what I'm going to do is just delete this one, because otherwise I've got to do a whole bunch of steps to get back to that point. So then we'll move or copy our first layout here, move to end, create a copy, and so now I have, if you're really feeling fancy, you can rename this A101. Nope. OCD won't let me do that. Okay, A101. This would be A102. And then here I can change this label to A102. We'll get rid of all these, and we need to change this to our section cut, nope, section cut north. Drawing 1 because it's the only drawing on this sheet, and then we will move around until we find our section cut, and we'll have to move some stuff around because this no longer fits the page. I'll have to turn my viewports back on so I can adjust this. And then we'll move this one up here. And then again, it's going to go right to left, so I'm going to move this over to the right side here. And that can also be a discussion for later too. So move that right there, and then we'll turn our viewports off again. So we've got, we need to move these viewports over too. So that one, and that. Move them to the hidden layer, that's fine. So pretty quick way, I think personally, to kind of organize all those things and get everything out there. What are we at? Section cut and the title block, yeah. So that's pretty much everything I want to see in this milestone 3. It might, like I was telling you guys in class, it might be a little bit tight as far as getting everything done in class for this. But once you get this done for Friday, you should be pretty set for next week, getting the rest of Project 2 out. Let me double check and see what the requirements I put on that were, and I'll get you guys. Probably should do the ARC-C paper size that I did. I think that's going to fit nicely for these, but let's see. Yeah, yeah, next week, if you're at this point by the end by Friday, um, you'll basically have another section cut, which shouldn't take you too long if you just follow that process. Um, you'll have a couple more rooms of elevations, which is probably the bulk of what you will have left. Um, we'll go over furniture, plumbing, lighting, and built-ins on Tuesday. So yeah, that should get you guys pretty set for having everything in for Friday. So I'll end this 1 hour and 10-minute video. I was trying not to do that. Sorry guys, but I'll end this here, and I'll see you guys in class.